Day 5. Out of everyone who started this series, only a fraction of you are still here, and I want you to feel the weight of that for 1 second because you made it to day 5. You did something most people do not do. You kept going. That takes willpower, and willpower is exactly what today is all about. 2 stories from my past about what it actually looks like on the ground when the doors are closed, an honest look at a test of what is happening for me right now in real time, and the research that confirms what Faith knew all along, that meaning-driven results outlast force every single time. Quick note before we get into today's work, I'm going through a 17-day personal development program on camera. What you get here every day is the free version of a broader concept, a full program with complete sessions, exercises, and the live events where this community gathers in person. It's available to anyone, and everything's linked below. There's also a live event coming up in Chicago on July 28th. Guests come free when I invite them after a quick qualifying call, and I have seats available. And if you want to not just do this work, but earn while you share it, there's a business opportunity alongside all of it. More on that as we go. I'm publishing one of these every single day for 17 days. Subscribing is how YouTube brings you back tomorrow. Day 5 is Faculty of Will. The program frames it as the capacity to start strong and harder to keep going when the outside world tells you to stop. I've been thinking about this one quite a bit since I peeked at the map because I've been blessed with real willpower. But I want to be honest about what that actually means. It's not the absence of wobble. It is not a perfect record of never pausing, never doubting, never hearing the world say no. It is a track record of doing the thing anyway. After September 11th, I left New York City. I moved to the Midwest to save money. The plan was always to get to Los Angeles. I did a stint in Chicago. That's where I had my first audition at the Goodman Theater, the one I told you about that I got a call back for. I think that was day 3. And then a family tragedy pulled me back to Dubuque, Iowa. In my mind, the plan was still the same. Save money, move to Los Angeles. Except I fell in love and I had children. And I found myself, I'll use the word I actually used back then when I was feeling it this way, trapped. No money, no prospects, in a market where nobody was getting paid to act. And I still found a way. I teamed up with local production companies. I promoted myself as a talent that needed to get paid. And I built an acting career in Dubuque, Iowa. Getting paid union-based money in a place where union money for actors did not exist. Not by smashing down a door, by finding the door nobody else was looking at and walking through that one. That's willpower. That's will. That's what it actually looks like. And then my father died. He was 45 years old, 3 years younger than I am now. My sister and I were devastated, so we decided to do something big. We'd both seen The Vagina Monologues by Eve Ensler. We saw it the year she performed it in New York City on Broadway. And we decided we were going to produce it here in Dubuque, Iowa. We had absolutely no idea that people would react poorly. Didn't cross our minds. We found out fast. People called the police on us. They told us we needed to leave their town. There was real institutional resistance. Not subtle, not polite. They wanted us gone. Well, we sold out both nights because there is a part of any town that nobody seems to be paying attention to, and that part wanted to see it. We raised $30,000 in those 2 nights for the Riverview Center. 20 years later, we're holding the 20th anniversary production at Voices Gallery this year. It's carried on every year since we did it. That wasn't force. It was faith that what we were doing was the right path. Eye on the ball. Keep going. The rest of the room that needed to be there, that mattered, they showed up. And here's where this connects to the work I do with people. On-camera presence, how you show up in a pitch, how you communicate when the stakes are high, all of it runs on what you believe is possible when the world says no. Finding the version of your story that leads is the work. It lives in my community on school alongside both pathways that we're building in there. Quick aside before the science, if you're connecting the dots between what I'm learning and what I'm building professionally, Here's the plain version. The business behind this channel is a high-ticket direct sales business built around the same personal development education I'm previewing here every single day. The full program goes much deeper than what I can give you in a daily video, and it's available as a product. The opportunity page is in the description, and it lays out exactly how the whole thing works with video testimonials. You can check it out, fill out the form, and sign up for a discovery call with me directly. I'll guide you through a qualification, and we'll determine if we're a good fit together, okay? Don't forget, there's a live event coming up in Chicago, so get your qualifying conversation handled quickly. Don't forget to subscribe so that YouTube will show this video to the people who need it. Now, let me tell you about a test that's happening in my life right now. I've been acting for 42 years. If you count the fact that I was cast as Mary when I was 6 years old, and I do. When I landed a co-star role on Chicago PD, I was offered my SAG card. And after all these years, I decided that that was a win in and of itself, and I took it. I had been getting at least one audition a week from my agents by that time, and that has dwindled significantly. I now get almost no auditions. And I'm going to tell you something that surprised even me when I heard myself say it out loud. I take that as a win because some of the auditions that I was doing before, I felt like they were hurting me. They were low pay, non-union. I was paying my own travel to show up for opportunities that were taking advantage of me. That's what they were doing. The will didn't die, it got selective, okay? I believe the union path will pay off. I have faith in that. And here's what I noticed. That reframe came from day 2. The perception shift happened first. Then the will held. That is the faculty loop. Perception, reasoning, and will working together in real time. Not in a workbook, in my actual life this week. Here's what the research says about all of this, and I find it genuinely encouraging. The popular model of willpower, the one where it's a limited tank that drains the more you use it, has mostly been disproven. Large replication studies couldn't reproduce the original findings, which is actually great news. What has held up is more interesting. In a developed self-determination theory is that meaning-driven motivation, doing something because it genuinely matters, because it's connected to who you are, sustains effort far longer than sheer force of will. Angela Duckworth's grit research found that the people who achieve long-term goals aren't the ones who never wobble. They're the ones with a track record. Grit is passion plus perseverance over time, not perfection and not force. $30,000 in 2 nights, a paid acting career in a market that didn't believe it was possible, that is a track record. That's what will actually looks like in the data. It's proof to me. Day 5 asked me to look honestly at where my will is strong and where outside opinions still drain it. I won't walk you through the exercise, and you know that if you've seen these already, because that belongs to the program, but I will tell you what I found. My will is strong when I know why, when the meaning is clear. The Riverview Center, my family, my children, I want them to watch me build even bigger. They have already seen me build from nothing. Let's get bigger. It's still something I have to watch. The SAG story tells that. The world can drain, which is exactly why day 2 comes before day 5. You have to set a filter before that test arrives. Day 1, write what you want to be true before the evidence exists. Day 2, train the filter so you notice what's moving, not what isn't. Day 3, reason toward the possibility instead of the obstacle. Day 4, re-author where you came from. Day 5, when everything around you says no, hold your direction and find the channel where your energy flows. There's a passage I keep coming back to, a biblical passage I keep coming back to. James 1 verses 2 through 4. Consider it pure joy whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish the work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. The opposition in Dubuque wasn't the obstacle. It was the curriculum. The people who called the police were part of the training. 20 years of productions of the Vagina Monologues was proof we did the right thing. Let's close the loop. 1, will is not raw force. It's faith-rooted energy that holds its direction and finds the channel. The Dubuque stories of mine prove it twice just here. A career built from nothing and a production that sold out when the town tried to shut it down. 2, the science actually backs the faith. Meaning-driven motivation outlasts force. Grit is a track record, not a perfect run. 3, the will is being tested in real time right now this week in my actual life. The faculty loop is working. Perception first, reasoning second, will holding. Your homework tonight. Name one place where outside circumstances are draining your will right now. Then ask one question. Are you trying to smash through it, or are you looking for the channel where the energy flows? If 5 days of this has you wondering whether this path could be yours, here's how it works. The personal development education I'm going through is the same for everyone building this business. What changes when you come through me is me. You get my coaching, my daily contact. The education is the product and the whole leadership team. There's a whole support system, and you also get me. 2 links are in the description. The opportunity page, fill out the form, set up the discovery call. You'll book time with me directly. It's a real conversation. I am building this with the right people. If you're in or near Chicago on July 28th, I have seats. Guests come free after a qualifying call. Still watching from the doorway? Good, you know I love that. The free school community is where that starts. Both pathways are in there, and the skeptics always ask the best questions. Tomorrow is day 6. I'll see you then.